What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, and you're tuning in to the most award-winning talk show in the South. I'm talking about a laid-back show with a whole lot of swag, Brink TV. You know I had to switch it up, man.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Now, do not adjust your TV set. We got a familiar face kicking in with us. We in Atlanta, so we got to do it big and bigger. We talking about my guy, Kinfolk Kia Shine. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey,
good to see you, man.
First and foremost, I got to say thank you for coming back on the show. It means a lot to have you, man.
There's no problem at all, man. It's a blessing to be able to be, you know what I mean, to be able to be seen and to be able to be here. And I want to commend you on continue to push your platform. You know what I mean? You've been consistent. I always talk about it. If you be consistent and persistent, it breaks down any resistance. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely be consistent with your grind, man. So I just want to give you your roses while you're alive to be able to smell them. You dig?
No doubt, no doubt. And I appreciate that, man. You know, it's not every day when people give me flowers. You know, sometimes I tell them, hey, give me props because it's a movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Yeah, I like that.
We finna turn up on this interview. We got plenty to talk about. You know, we're going to catch up, you know, from the last interview because you've been acting like crazy.
Definitely been
like one role I want to tap into first. You know, this is a big role. We're talking about on Fox, on Star. You know what I'm saying? My guy Leon, what's happening, man?
Yeah, long live Leon, man. Yeah. That was definitely a cool experience, man, to be able to tap into my inner Project Pat, like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
In a gangster.
Yeah, indeed. I went gorilla pimp real quick on that role. If you guys don't know, Star on Fox, long running television show that is on Fox that starred Queen Latifah and Brandy and a host of others, man. A staple in that side. They ran for 3 seasons. And on his farewell season, I played Leon. Okay. And you can stream that thing on any way you watch your music. I mean, watch your movies or your television. I mean, Hulu or whatever you want to check it out on. You can check it out and stream it on that. But that was a cool experience, man. It was kind of like, okay, so I remember at one scene where I'm grabbing the girl from Cotton's house and I'm bringing her back to my house, and in that scene, which was directed by Mario Van Peebles, who did, of course, you know, New Jack City, which was the classic. Working with him was classic, but it was a part where I was kind of torn because in the scene, I threw this young girl down. You know what I mean? And that's what they wanted. They wanted it to be real. They wanted it to be right, and they wanted that to really come across with that conviction. So I did so. And it was one of those parts inside where I'm feeling like when I got done with the scene, everyone was clapping and cheering about how real the scene was. But then I'm looking at like, man, I just threw a girl down, you know what I mean, in this scene, you know what I mean? And really that's just not my thing. So it just, you know, it gets into a scenario to where like you think about the images that you're portraying, you know what I mean, on television. I've been blessed by the best to be able to get in some things like Star and Superfly and Atlanta with Donald Glover and Greenleaf and Johnson on Bounce TV, such an entertainer show. But like, you know, I really am. My son asked me the other day, Jordan. He was like, you know, Dad, why when I see you playing things, man, you're so violent. You're so, you know what I mean? You know, and I tell him the truth about how Hollywood is. Like a lot of times they typecast us into certain things until we, you know, as far as us, you know what I mean? Like they typecast us into certain things until we can grow out of that and be able to show range. And I'm just excited about the things that are taking place, the movies that I have coming out next year that would even show more of my range, you know what I mean, as an individual. But I guess that scene in Star showed my range too, because if you know Kinfolk, you know I respect women so much, and that's the furthest thing from me. So to be able to do that was a stretch, and that was the gift of acting. What I will say I love about acting, though, is that I can portray that on film and then and move right along to who I am and play something else. Right. You know, but it's funny how in music, however you come across in music, that's how people kind of want to keep you in that same box, that same pigeonhole. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And of course, you know, you pretty much answered the question I was going to ask you about you having any reservations about playing that role, but you pretty much knocked that out the park. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. Thank
you.
Hey,
my guy over here, he's extraordinaire. Talent extraordinaire.
Thank you so much.
Now, you actually got a performance coming up with the Memphis Grizzlies coming in a couple days.
Yes.
What's popping, man? What's going on?
Yes, I'm going to be doing the halftime show for the Memphis Grizzlies performance of halftime New Year's Eve show. Okay. And I thought it was great because of the fact that they have this sunglasses giveaway they do every year. Yeah. I think Dylan is the guy. He always wears those big glasses when he does his press releases, press conferences. So they asked me to perform Stolen Frames, and I'm going to come out there and do that and reaching. And hopefully I have a chance to be able to do this dedication record that I did for Young Dolph called Keep Going.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing that New Year's Eve in Memphis, and it'll be just be good to be able to come home for something that's positive. It's a lot of people don't know. Like I lost my mom, my dad, my little brother, my guy Pride. I lost a lot of people, close to me. Since the last time you and I did this interview.
Absolutely.
And it's just amazing, man. Like energy never dies, man. There is no end. E-N-D. Energy never dies. And when I go home, it's always a little bit bittersweet, in the sense that, like, it seems like since I moved here to pursue the acting thing, going back home has been like going back home for funerals. I lost my cousin Marcellus. I lost my Uncle Willie. I lost my Uncle Earl. I've lost Pride. I lost so many people.
Yeah.
That it's like, and then with my mom, dad, and my younger brother Brandon was taken in a car accident. Well, he was just in a car with his best friend, and then in Denver, and his friend fell asleep at the wheel, and my brother died on impact in 2017.
Wow.
So with all of that in the air, that loss and that feeling, I'm doing a project called Energy Never Dies, E-N-D. And if you go to my website with coffeewithkinfolk.com, I have a dedication merch that I did for Dolph as well as for anyone that has lost a loved one. You got to understand that energy never dies. We all have a date in which we will expire. But the thing about it is, we are human individuals who are spiritual individuals having human experience. No matter how good my outer shell looks, no matter how fly your outer shell is, this will pass on.
Right.
But your spirit, your energy, it won't never die. So I'm doing a project dedicated for that, and it should be out by the time this comes out.
Okay.
So look out for that. It's just a song, just really me being able to just kind of talk about some of the things I just talked about the many people I lost, and how their energy still surrounds me, and how, like, and how I deal with that,
Yeah. And it's obviously I got to say, man, rest in peace to Young Dolph. It's
rest in peace to Dolph. Long live Dolph, man.
It's a crazy situation, you know what I'm saying? We talked off camera about it, as far as how he affected us.
Yes.
That was somebody that I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I really looked up to him, modified my hustle after his.
Yes.
You've actually had music with him.
Yes. Yes.
I used to bang that You Can Tell record
yes.
all the
yes.
time.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, You Can Tell was the record that Dolph did for me at no charge, because of the fact that I hooked him up with several verses. Right. From, like, the thing about people don't know behind the scenes in Atlanta, when someone is from Memphis and they have a presence here in Atlanta, when someone is popping out of Memphis, they're going to reach out to me to reach out to some of those individuals that are popping. So a lot of money can be made by being able to connect the dots.
Right.
And so I connect the dots a lot with Dolph, and was able to procure a lot of verses for artists that were looking to be able to shop with him. And Dolph and Daddy-O and those guys would always come through when I needed them to do so, to be able to, and they would always make bread and break bread with me. So he did that verse for me for free on that song, and that song is available on all platforms. You Can Tell. So if you want to stream that joint, it's definitely a dope record. Shout out to my guy Tone Legend, who produced that beat. But definitely was a great experience. But now I go back after he's passed, and I look at those session reels that we have from those sessions, and I look at the video footage that we have from those sessions or what have you, and I just, like, it's just sad, man. It's just sad that a young black male, a peer, from Memphis would see his demise that way.
Right.
Even him doing the whole Martin Luther King, like the documentary thing he did, and then seeing that, Memphis took out Dr. King and took out Dolph as well. Yeah. And it's just sad, man. It's just one of those things. I'm glad that the city has stood up and made the street after him and in his honor, and also the FedEx gathering that took place recently. I mean, all those things to be able to keep his legacy alive. Shout out to Key Glock and Snoop, Bands, and all the guys over there at PRE. You got to keep going up the ladder. You know what I mean? You got to keep going.
Hey, they mad make them
They
matter.
mad make them matter.
Now, another song that you did mention was that Reaching. We on the charts with it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, definitely.
Featuring Cutthroat,
Definitely,
a.k.a. Cool Courtney.
Shout out Cool Courtney Cutthroat
Yeah,
out
man.
there in East Memphis, man. What's been happening that I've noticed with this wave of Memphis music that's been coming. Memphis, we've been on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have been on fire for the good reasons and bad.
Right, yeah.
But I guess it kind of like fashion, kind of always comes back in style, comes back around. It looks like it's like Kinfolk kind of coming back around.
Okay.
Because the last several releases that I've released on the digital platforms, Day Party, Day Vibes, Having Motion, as well as Reaching, have all charted each time that they were released. So I think that there's a wanting for more music. So I'm definitely going to be I feel like anything I sell, none won't. So I definitely feel like, people that want the music from me, you're going to get a lot, because this whole year of 2021, I probably did 500 new songs.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I've recorded 500 new songs. So what I'm about to do next year is just release and release and release and release and releasing. So you're going to get a lot of new music from me. And then there's a new video content vibe that I'm doing. My son Technic, he's a really great videographer himself and editor, and he goes to school here. He's from Memphis, but he goes to school to SCAD downtown here in Atlanta. He's definitely killing it in that camera is his money. Yeah. And him and I do a series called Open Mic at Night, where we take the mic outside in my backyard and we just crack that mic open, and Daddy go in and drop them bars from Mars. You dig what I'm saying? So we're gonna be doing a lot of those weekly. You'll be seeing me doing those weekly. So look out for the Open Mic at Night, and look out for a lot of the new music that is coming, especially stream the END, Energy Never Dies, because that's available right now.
No doubt. Now let's go ahead and transition into Coffee with Kinfolk.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't need drink coffee, but you be making me want to drink.
Indeed. But you know what? The Coffee with Kinfolk is a literal scenario. It's a literal in the sense that, like, coffee is meant to wake you up. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is meant to get you going, like coffee does in a literal sense. Now, however, my wife Alicia is from Seattle. We've been together 20 years, so I love coffee, and Seattle's the coffee market. So you know what I mean. So, but I just like two things that I love together is being able to be positive and being able to be inspiration for somebody's situation. To give somebody a cup full of positivity and possibility with me in the morning. Because the thing about it, in the morning when your endorphins are starting to get off and you're starting to wake up and you come out your meditation or your manifestations, your prayer, and you come out of that, you got to be very careful of what you feed your eyes and your ear gates. So to me, I want to give you something that can deposit in you that you can be able to take and help run your day before your day runs you. You know what I mean? So that's what Coffee with Kinfolk was about. I started it off just simply posting. I've been doing it for 5 years now, and we've got over, I think, about 10,000 subscribers to the site. And we do really well with merch. This is one of my merch pieces I have on right now. The motto to follow, it's due in 22. That's right. You see that? Make sure you get that. It's due in 22. We'll probably put this flash up on the screen right here for you guys to check that out and go copy some merch, because it's not really about supporting me. It's dope to be able to support black-owned businesses, but at the same time, it's like when you look in the mirror, you put your merch on, and you look up and you say, okay, it's due in 22. And I'm not talking about January 1st. I'm talking about February 29th or March when the new year, the honeymoon of the new year is over. And it's like, and now you're like, you start the year off, oh, this is going to be my year, this is going to be my year. And then you kind of lose that momentum.
It's gone.
Put this shirt on, look at yourself and say, it's due in 22. What's due? Well, let me break that down for you.
Go for
See,
it.
when a woman is pregnant, she's due. She has a due date. Now, she's going to be going through it to get to it the whole pregnancy, but it's going to be a date in which that thing is due. When a farmer sows a seed in the field, there's a day that he's going to receive his yield. So it's due. Whatever you've been sowing is what's going to be growing. So we got to understand that whatever you've been sowing is going to be growing, and that's what's due for you in 22. So if you've been sowing those good seeds in the field, you know what I mean, 2021, 2020, and that was a tough year, 19, 18, 17. Guess what? This is the year for you to receive what's due to you. That's the message and the model to follow is due in 22.
We talking about harvesting.
Harvest season. Man. You already know what it is, man. You know what it is, man.
All right, so another thing I want to talk about real quick, because the Memphis scene, like, musically has popped like crazy since the last time we've talked.
Yes, it has.
Now, let's talk about what do you feel like Memphis is missing as far as, because of course we always could say, yeah, it's division, ain't nobody getting together, ain't nobody uniting, but what else do you feel like is missing? Because, in previous times we've talked, I felt like you were I'm gonna say it, I felt like you were the first to make Memphis music more commercial.
No doubt.
No
doubt.
So what do you
doubt.
feel like Memphis hip hop is missing right now?
Well, I think right now the sound of Memphis music is, okay, let's just break it down like this. 3 6 Mafia has been sampled so much.
Yeah. Whew.
That means the sound of Memphis, and they're one of the procurers of the sound. So it's being sampled by artists that are not from Memphis.
Right.
So that's really helping the situation. So that sound and that tempo, as far as production, is what's up. So then you have that, and what you have is you have guys that I started with, like Yo Gotti,
right,
that have been consistent with their thing, and he's opened up doors for other artists underneath him. So now you've got all of these artists that have deals in the city. You got so many producers in the city. Tate Keith is doing his thing. He's got his I think it's DOA.
Yeah.
His camp going on. You got, of course, rest in peace, Paper Route Frank. But you had Dolph, you had Key Glock, and these guys are completely independent, and they're killing it and doing their thing and band playing. Those guys over there that are just Tennessee natives that are killing it on the sound of music. The diversity is what we're missing.
Okay.
I think we're missing the diversity. I think shout out to Juicy Fruit, shout out to Kevo Money, shout out to it's so many great artists in Memphis. You know what I mean? Dirty Fresh. But the thing about it is, I just think we gotta be a little more diverse in the content.
Yeah.
Like the sound, if y'all want to keep the sound the sound as far as that same tempo, gravy. Bag is doing his thing. Bag, #1 album in the country. I love to see what Moneybag is doing, what we was trying to do and started with Rap Hustlers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like seeing that happen is great. Now I would like to see Memphis get more diversified in its sound, like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Where we don't have to just have the that sound.
Yeah.
Shout out to Duke Deuce, he's doing this thing as well too. But that sound is, we have more sounds. I'll give you an example. There's a guy named Teddy Walton who's from Memphis.
Okay.
Teddy Walton produced "Love Me" from for Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
That jump there?
Yeah.
I wanna be with you. Also, he produced that. I see money all around me.
Okay.
I feel like I'm the man.
Yeah.
You know those songs right there?
Okay.
With Gold Link, that was with Glenn, Brent Fias, and those guys. Like, there's some big records. Teddy Walton is from Westwood.
Wow.
From Memphis, Tennessee, and he produced that record for Kendrick Lamar. See, what I'm saying is, we should definitely be putting more, or you got my guy who tours with the boy, what is his name? The guy, he has the song Bruno Mars.
I was just finna say,
So one of his band players
from Memphis
is from Memphis as well.
Yep.
And his name, I miss his name right now, whatever. But man, I can't think of his name.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But at the end, I gotta blame it on the marijuana.
Because the family,
because he has
the whole
a family.
family,
But I can't think of his name at the moment. But you know what I'm talking about. But it's like there are some bigger artists and bigger producers from Memphis that don't get the shine for their diversity that they're bringing to the marketplace. So that's all I think. Memphis, we got to continue to kill it. But just as Atlanta has big records that aren't just rap. But are just big artists that are breaking from Atlanta. I think I want to see more of that from Memphis, where it's just not the trap sound, where it's just a bigger sound. You know what I mean, from Memphis. I think that we got to diversify. Keep it Memphis, no doubt, but let's diversify, because there are some talented R&B singers from Memphis. There are some talented pop artists from Memphis. There's, you know what I mean. Let's. There's other types of genres of music that are Memphis that need to be explored.
One person that, and I always give you this nickname, I be on a lot of your posts, I be saying Diddy of my city,
No doubt.
To me, you are the Diddy of my city.
Thank you,
I got to ask you, and I've seen photos of you with Diddy, you know, earlier this year,
yes,
right?
I was going to when I do my recap, I was getting ready to repost that.
Yeah. So one thing I got to ask you, man, has it been anybody that you've met that you've been like, oh man, I can't believe I'm really like right next to this person?
The Diddy thing was this year, because I didn't expect. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've been, just like I said, I've been in my zone. I've been working at the Tree Sound Studios here in Atlanta, and I've just been in my zone. And And I just like, you know, a lot of people don't know I do a lot of behind the scenes work, and I close a lot of publishing deals for artists.
Okay.
So when the pandemic hit, I went into my bag, and God used me to be able to be a connector to close a lot of publishing deals for Memphis artists. Yeah. Including D-Mac 2 Bangin'.
Okay.
D-Mac Popular. I closed a publishing deal for him over at Sony. I closed a publishing deal for my guy Frank Ski, who was a big-time radio and old-head pioneer DJ here. But he owned 50% of the WAP record. Wow. So I was able to close that deal with Sony as well. And that was a multi-million-dollar deal that Fransky signed. So I was able to put that deal together. I also signed Juicy Fruit to a publishing deal with Sony as well. Okay. So God used me to do a lot of, my boy Kelvin Wooten, who did the Snow on the Bluff record for J. Cole out of Huntsville, Alabama. I closed a publishing deal for him over at Sony. God has used me to do a lot of cool things for people behind the scenes. So I've been able to, you know, kind of do that, you know what I mean, really do that behind the scenes thing. So while working at Tree Sounds, and I found a producer, Little Haiti at Tree Sounds that I thought was dope, and I got him a publishing deal at Sony too. And so while working at Tree Sounds, Diddy comes in, and I ended up working with Diddy on this Love project that he's working on. So it's been some really cool things that God has been doing, opening up doors for me, bringing me, you know, he said that your talent and your gift will make room for you. Make room for you. And he's been pulling me into some great individuals, man. And it was just a moment, man. It was a real moment right there, man, that happened this year. And those things just let me know, man, that those are those confirmations. You know, when you have your own brand as you do with Brink TV, some days are tough. Some days are not. Some days you're going to be up. Some days you're going to be down. Absolutely. But he'll do those confirmations to show you that you're going the right way, that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right path. And that was one of those days he did with P. Diddy. That was like, man, okay. And making that connection and starting to build that relationship has definitely been something that's been really dope.
Hey, like I say, Diddy in my city. Indeed. Diddy, go ahead and run that social media for the people, man, while we at it.
Listen, man, hit me up on the Instagram. But I tell you, people, coffeewithkinfolk.com is where you need to come to. You can go to all of my socials from coffeewithkinfolk.com. If Instagram or Facebook or Meta, whatever it is, decides to shut down, or Twitter, hey, coffeewithkinfolk.com is where you need to come to be able to tap in with me. But my socials is Kinfolk_Kia Shine. That's me right there. So follow me on the gram. Follow up to get the dollars up. Network to increase your network. And call me what you want to, but make sure you call me about some business.
Hey, I love it, man. Hey, what'd you say? Everybody sleeping on me, go wake up
working for me. Everybody sleeping on me will wake up working for me, man. You know what I mean? Clearly. And listen, man, if you snooze on me, you will lose on me. I got to let y'all know, so we wrapping it up. Got to let you guys know that there is some cool things about to come out. There's a TV show called Hawkeye. Okay. Marvel TV show. You can stream it on Disney right now. Okay. And I'm in episode 6 of the new Hawkeye show, so you'll see me in that. Okay. And then there's a new movie called They Clone Tyrone that stars Jamie Foxx, Kiefer Sutherland, and John Boyega. Wow. That'll be coming to Netflix, and you'll see me on that in 22 as well. So just wanted to drop that on you guys and let you guys know movies, film, and television is on the way. There's also a project that I'm releasing after this END, Energy Never Dies, is out right now. Go stream it, called Grown Folk. Okay. Because, you know, you guys have seen me be kinfolk, but now you finna see me be grown folk. You know what I mean? And I got a whole style of music that I've already made that's in that lane. So for 25 and older, you know what I mean? So that project is coming up right behind this END, man. And I just want to thank you for your time.
No problem, man.
Thank you for the ability to be able to speak. And I thank you for watching. And y'all make sure y'all keep supporting what he's recording. You did?
Yeah, understanding me.
You did.
I definitely appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I hope you don't whoop me because I got a countdown, and I'll be using your ad-libs on my countdown. I'll be on there.
Come on, man.
You know, I got to do it. But thank you again for coming back on the show, man.
Much, man.
Means
much love to you, man. Much love to you, man.
With that being said, now back to more Brink TV.
You did.